Edition of our 13 Sports is Coach show. I'm here with Brian Ebert, the Frankfort girls basketball coach. Coach, really appreciate you taking the time and doing this with me.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we'll start with this. You are the state champion, this past year, and just how exciting was it to have that moment with your girls and for you, just what was that moment like, looking back at that state championship?
Well, obviously, in the end, we beat an undefeated team or team that hadn't lost. So that was obviously a big deal for us. I don't think very many people gave us a shot. Little River had kind of proven that they were pretty dominant. I thought our kids really stepped up when we needed to. I told them before the game, if you just hang around and you play with them and you make it uneasy for them, a little bit of uncomfortable feelings eventually will turn the tide for you, and it'll be favorable for you in the long run. And having my daughter play on that team was a special moment, and she hit a big three, honestly, in about a minute 40 some seconds to really kind of break the back for them. And I thought once that happened, we really had the game in hand. We just needed to hit some free throws and take care of the ball. So all those special moments and memories, that's one of those things that not very many people have and can say that they experienced.
And you bring up a good point, meaning your daughter, you said, who hit one of those threes, and how cool was that? Obviously, your dad and your coach, right? So you got to balance between both, but how cool was that to, share that moment with your daughter?
Well, the most proud thing about the whole thing was she didn't hesitate. We drove in and our point guard Emma Hardwick kicked the ball to her, and she didn't hesitate. She just caught it in rhythm. And we speak about catch and shoot in rhythm all the time throughout practice, throughout the whole season. And she didn't let the moment be bigger than what it was, and it didn't consume her. So for her to do that is pretty special, and then to share that with her and the rest of the team, obviously, taking down an undefeated team is a big deal for us. And, I think there's a lot of people that didn't give us a chance to even get out of the first round, and to come back and be down 5 at halftime against Little River and end up winning by 6. That's a big turnaround. So I thought overall, obviously experience is awesome, but I felt like our girls played defensively just phenomenal in the whole tournament. So, a lot of people think that offense wins championships. Well, I still am a believer that defense wins championships.
I think you're right on that, because it definitely does, no matter what sport you play. And Coach, when you look back at that whole experience, and now that you are going into next year, right? You're going to have this target on your back, right? The season starts here in what, 2-ish weeks, or a little less than that already, which is crazy. When you have that target on your back, do you embrace that? Do you talk to your girls about that? What's it like when, you are the defending state champ, when people are, gunning for you and want to take that crown from you?
Yeah, we've talked about it already. We've talked about the bullseye on your back and how people are going to want to take you down because you are the defending state champs. And, we have a huge amount of tradition in our league. Hanover, is returning as state champions as well. And the amount of success we had in volleyball this season. And now we have 5 teams playing football still. So, this league is, just such a tough league. And we just, for some reason, we do well once we get to postseason. So, we are ready for that. It's going to be tough. We lost a lot of experience and we're fairly young. So, but I like the challenge because I don't think that people are going to give us that credit or give us the chance of beating teams that maybe we shouldn't beat. But I feel like the experience that we've gotten the last 2 years of being in the state tournament hopefully will pay off.
Coach, and you bring up a good point, because I talked with Coach Holly over at Hanover, and they've won for their program in terms of 3 of the last 5 years, and for you guys, right? You're in sub-state, all these different sports. How does that kind of, I would say, carry over, if you will, where you won a state championship and other programs try to kind of emulate you and hopefully win a state championship, in their own right. How do you how cool is that to kind of carry that torch, if you will, or how does that carry over into school when, you guys are state champions?
Well, it's a great thing. And what we always talk about is if you can do well in your league and just survive, and get to that postseason, sub-state or state, you're going to make some noise. And it's awesome that our league is that dominant or that competitive. But it does make it tough for regular season. We beat up on each other, and we have some knockdown, drag out type of games. But in the end, if you can survive and get there in the postseason, there's definitely a chance for you to be successful.
And coach, when you look at this season, right? You said you lose a little bit of experience and you're going to be young this year, and every year brings its own story, if you will, and the players you have and this and that. What do you like about your group coming into this season? And do you think you guys can repeat or make a deep run? What do you like about this group? Coming into this year.
Well, I like the fact that we're very gritty. We got some tough girls. They definitely like to play defense more probably than their offensive end, but I do think that we have some grit. The inexperience, I think, just over time throughout the season, I think our experience will get obviously better throughout the season. But we definitely have some holes to fill, and I think having that challenge is what is exciting for me because up on a team that maybe you shouldn't beat or play with. But definitely there's some challenges, and I think that our girls are ready to take on those challenges. I think they're excited to set their own mark and try to do something special for themselves. Obviously last year the seniors did something special, so I think they're excited to turn the page and get started with this season.
And there's a lot of, I wouldn't say pressure, but some people might label it as pressure. Do you think of it that way, or do the girls think of it that way? Where, yeah, of course, you want to, never, relinquish that state title, if you will, and win every single year. Do you have pressure, or that? I think you understand what I'm saying. Like, do you feel like that the team feels that, or is it maybe different? Do they have a different mojo about, going in and trying to defend that state title?
Well, I think they have a different mindset. If there is a little pressure, I don't think it's great right now, obviously, because the season hasn't necessarily kicked off with games, but hopefully not. I mean, I'm not going to put pressure on them with that. I think that we just have to create our own identity. We're a different team than we were last year. As long as we can just be ourselves, that's what I'm really looking forward to. And we're gonna do a few things different. We're gonna implement the shot clock, so we're gonna try to do a little different thing as far as defensively and how we're gonna run some offenses. So I'm excited with that challenge as well.
You bring up a good point because I know the shot clock. Everybody in high school has asked for it, or trial and error, if you will. How much does that change your game plan, or what you want to do? Does that change as a coach when you've never had a shot clock before, but like you said, you guys are going to try it? Does that change anything with your philosophy or how you go about things?
Really not. I mean, we've never set a time of how soon we need to shoot the ball. I think in the end, towards the end of the game, that's where it's going to matter the most for us because I'm a firm believer. If you have a lead, you're going to hold the ball and make them come out and extend their defense and try to foul you, whatever it is. But there's, some advantages with that too, because now the clock will restart if they foul, or now you only have 5 fouls and now you're going to shoot 2 free throws. So in the end, I don't know that it's going to be that big of a change. But I thought, something different. It's a kind of exciting thing to start.
Hey, coach, if we don't know about you or your philosophy, I love asking coaches this. If we don't know about you or your coaching philosophy, or whatever entails when you're in timeouts or practices, how would you describe who you are as a coach and what you demand out of your players?
You're cutting out there. Sorry.
Oh no, you're all fine. This is all recorded, so you're good. So I'll ask you this. I like asking coaches this. Meaning, what is your coaching philosophy? Whether it's in timeouts, in the huddle, practice, game situation, whatever it might be. What is your coaching philosophy of coaching the girls or in practice? What's that like if people don't know who you are and what you demand out of your program?
Well, my philosophy is obviously let the girls play, and use their athletics, but I'm also going to pick you up and I'm going to praise you when you do great things. And that's one thing I feel like that maybe my players hopefully enjoy is, hey, he's gonna expect good things and he's gonna pick you up when maybe things aren't going as well as they need to be. So um, hopefully our girls understand that I care about how they do and obviously how they perform, because that's a reflection of me, not just them, how I coach them. So hopefully in the end, they enjoy playing basketball for me. I enjoy coaching them. So hopefully, like I said, they enjoy the game of basketball.
Well, Coach, I know we went over a lot of different topics and a lot of different, things about the game and your team. I'll ask you one more thing. In terms of the players that you have this year, are there players that we should look out for this season that, might take that extra step or, might even be that stud, if you will? Are there any players that you have this season that you're really looking forward to and maybe shining this year?
Well, I don't know that we have one, star, but I do feel like as a whole, we have a very good collective group. Just, I think we're very team oriented, and that's kind of how we've always been. At least teams under me. It's not necessarily one individual. We definitely just try to play as well as we can as a team, and or it just makes everybody else just uneasy and can't perform as well. So I don't know that I'd say we have one star. I'm looking forward to our only senior is Breeley, which is my daughter, and then the juniors I think have a good chance of helping her out. Ashlyn Dallinghouse played a lot of minutes last year as a sophomore, so I'm excited just to get that, just to get that first game under our belt.
Well, Coach, again, I know we went over a lot of different topics of your coaching philosophy, your team, and the state championship, if you will. Is there anything else that I'm missing from, again, your team, what you're looking forward to most, defending the state title? Anything else that I'm missing that you like to add?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time and good luck this season, and hopefully you guys can keep the crown and be back-to-back state champions. I really appreciate your time, Coach, and good luck this season.
All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach.